Today, I'm super excited. We've got Doug Plucknette on the show. Doug is the founder of Reliability Solutions and author of the book Reliability-Centered Maintenance Using RCM Blitz, as well as Clean, Green, and Reliable. He's provided reliability training and services to numerous companies around the world, including Fortune 500 companies, Whirlwind, Whirlpool, Honda, Energizer, Coors Brewing, Cargo, and so much more. Doug has made several key contributions towards standardizing reliability measures for manufacturing and reliability training programs worldwide. Welcome to the show, Doug. I'm super excited to have you as a guest on today's podcast.
Well, thanks, Brian. It's great to be here, and I'm honored to be part of your podcast.
Well, absolutely. The way that I love to kick things off, could you start by just sharing a little bit more about your background and how you got started in the reliability industry, this interesting little niche that we've got?
All right. So this goes back quite a ways. I had been going to a college called SUNY Geneseo and didn't quite do too well there, so they sent me a packet, and I worked a summer job at Eastman Kodak Company with, it's a summer employee. You can pretty much work anywhere there. And I ended up with some pipe fitters that was building a new building. I thought, well, this is really an interesting trade. And these guys taught me over the summer how to solder, how to braze, and was working with them on installing stuff. And they said, well, this guy, he's all right. He's pretty bright. He gets it. Comes to work on time every day. Understands what plumb is and what square is, and I learned a lot that summer. And they said, hey, you want to think about getting into our apprentice program? Well, it's interesting because my dad had worked at Kodak and he'd gone through the apprenticeship there, and so I started inquiring about that. And when my summer was over, I got in contact with some people and said, when are they doing these tests? Because you had to take a test to get into the program. So I took that test, and then the following February I was hired. So I worked as an apprentice there first with the pipe fitters, and then as a journeyman, and then a lead person, and then worked in supervision for a short time and realized that was not going to be the career niche I thought it was going to be. So I went back to Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, mechanical engineering first, and then Kodak had started a reliability program. I got asked to be on that team. I had been doing some projects and had some success with statistical process control and some quality projects, and I got involved with that team and then worked with RIT to develop the reliability engineering program along with a couple of colleagues, including one of my bosses, a guy by the name of Jerry Haggerty. And going through that program at RIT and meeting and learning reliability and talking with professors and developing those relationships, that's when I first learned about RCM. Everything that I had learned, and then Kodak sent me to a couple different training programs. Nothing was really centered around RCM for manufacturing, right? It was all about more safety performance, design for safety and reliability. And I really looked at it and thought, there's a real niche for this in manufacturing. It makes sense to understand failure modes. And I saw that even as a company, by that time, we had dropped our apprentice programs, and the new people we were hiring were really just component replacers. They weren't thinking about why things failed. And so I got to understand the power of understanding failure modes and how failure modes impact reliability, and then looked at how can I make this work for manufacturing. And that's really how RCM Blitz started. I created it while I was at Kodak. Actually went because my boss was a little nervous about, because I had been to some other courses. Well, gee, we don't want to steal anybody else's information. So they sent me to the corporate attorneys, and we reviewed the Nolan and Heap document and where I got all my information from. And it was actually that corporate attorney that whispered in my ear, hey, you're still paid as an hourly employee. Unless the company compensates you for this, this is really your idea. So if you wanted to go get trademark on it and copyright on it, I'll show you how to fill out the paperwork, right? And so that's really how I got started. I went from there and spoke with another colleague at SMRP and got some calls from those companies, which included Whirlpool and National Steel. And those were my first customers. I took a risk. Kodak was downsizing at the time, and I knew that at some point in time, regardless of who you were, because we were already tapping good people on the shoulder at that point in time, that I might be looking for a job. So
What an amazing journey, Doug, from working as a pipe fitter, working your way up the ranks, getting into reliability, and then it sounds like taking an unfortunate situation where Kodak was downsizing and starting your own business. That's such an amazing journey. Can you share with all of our listeners different ways that they could connect with you and follow you on your journey?
Sure, I am on LinkedIn as Doug Plucknette, or if you look up RCM Blitz on LinkedIn, you'll find me there. My email address is plucknette.doug@gmail.com. Pretty simple.